the new VP, in Laszlo.
I'm not sure if the baby is Marcus. What?
All that bull you told me about disrespecting our marriage, I'm your husband, you giving it away.
We get an interesting lead in the Walters murder.
You ever heard of the Foundation?
I wanted to ask you something about the case.
The Vanessa King case.
So first of all, congratulations on season 2, you guys. Congratulations to everyone on a reoccurring action coming back on this season. My first question is for Kendall. Hey, best friend. So your character, we keep hearing of the changes in your character this season, and it sounds like there's a lot of high points to what's going on with your character. What would you say, besides getting out of the shadow, would be one of the biggest places of growth in your character and for you as a person, as Kendall?
Oh, so many. It's so many. Definitely showing more emotion. The finale is where it's at. It was definitely where it's at because what happens, I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I just let go and release, and I did it. And that's one thing I do too now, me as Kendall, because I know y'all probably heard it a lot. Moving to Atlanta was something I did not want to do, but now I like Atlanta, and I understand that, I'm here, I'm on a mission, and my mission is not complete. So just let go and let God, and that's what I did. Finale, episode 10. I had to let go and let God because I was so tense. Like, you want to have control, but when I let go, like Tracey said, she talked to me on the phone, and a couple other people were like, yo, that finale, dog, like that's it. Like, okay, we see it. So yeah.
You just had to accept the fried food and just get in where you fit in, huh?
Yeah, so really just letting go, because also these clothes, look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Tracey.
Oh, don't start talking about wardrobe now.
Go ahead. Yeah, he's gonna start dogging out the wardrobe now, Karen. All right.
Let me tell you something about these clothes. This is MJ's clothes. This is not Kendall. You know Kendall can get fly, okay? I don't know where MJ's closet, where they got it from, but it didn't look too bad. I've seen some clips when I've done like some ADI voiceover. So I saw some clips, the shirts that I didn't like. I was like, oh, okay, they shot that at a good angle. But baby, in person, them uncle sandals.
Yeah, we had a long discussion about that one shirt, but it did pop on camera, right? So.
It did.
All right, my next question is for Jackie. So we keep talking about the big shocker that you had, it was revealed in episode 1, without giving too much, obviously. How would you say that your shocking news mended your character? How did it shape your character throughout the season?
He played it more. Kareem was more. He was definitely hurt, big time. He was definitely hurt. Oh my God, he played it more. When I think about it, he was more. Of course, he was hurt. It was more of a step where he knew it was time for him to really be a man in life, and because that was some news that. Wow, to see, I don't, how do I word this? Because I don't want to say what's said without them knowing. It's just for his mom to do what she did, for Kareem's mother to do what she did. It's hard to even, it's like it's messed up on your mom's behalf, but it's your mother, so it's like, how do you take it? Kareem was messed up this season. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. He was messed up. He was messed up this season with the news that he got, but I think it made him a better person throughout his situation. So it was glad. It's kind of good that the news that he got, it happened, because I think any further in life he probably would have did some bad things. But the way it happened, it was in a way where he understood and he just had to accept it. And it was what it was. So, his attitude is different towards this movie, but you'll know why without telling why.
All right. Lastly, Karen, what are the most similar characteristics and the most differences that you have from Nia as a person?
Similar. I think me and Nia are actually pretty similar. Um, I think she's a little more indecisive than I am when it comes to the men's. Because if I did anything that I didn't like for like more than 3 times, bye. So it's like I think she was like trying to get both worlds at the same time when I know that's not a thing. I think similarities were both very ambitious. We persevere even when someone tells us no. If we say yes, then that's what's going to happen. Um, so I think we're very similar in that way. I think I love playing her because we are so similar. She just gets into stupid situations sometimes. That happens to all of us, so it's all good.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for your time. Again, congratulations on the show and all the success going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Tracey, for taking the time to speak with us. We really appreciate it. I'm Tishelle with Urban Bridges.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Awesome. So let's jump right into it. Season 2. What can you tell us about season 2?
Season 2, we're saying, is all about love, lies, and loyalty. As was with season 1, the games continue with season 2. And so all of our, cast, our characters, they all have game. And so we need to like figure out what's real and what's not. Who's telling lies, who's telling the truth, who's loyal, who's not. Lots of sexiness going on this season 2. We added Karrueche to the cast, and so she plays our character Eden, who is the new head of operations for the team. And we have Lauren London returning as well in a limited capacity, but we're gonna see Lauren as well. And we're picking up where the season left off, where Vanessa is pregnant and does not know who the father of her baby is. And so she doesn't know if it's Marcus, her husband, or if it's Bryce, her lover.
Alrighty, so for those people who have not really tuned into season 1 and are fresh to season 2 and are jumping in per se, what can you give us for those new viewers as far as catching up for season 2?
Well, Games People Play takes a look at the world of the NBA and how fast-paced it is, how many people from the outside try to get into your inside, which can affect your relationship. So our show is from the POV of a power couple, a superstar NBA athlete and his beautiful wife and the daughter that they have together. And it's, we follow their journey and see whether or not they're going to be able to hold their marriage and their family together, and overcome some serious, crazy stuff entering their zone from the outside.
Awesome. Now, last season, Vanessa and Marcus were a team of sorts. Despite what they went through, they had each other's backs. This season, the dynamic has already shifted already. Why did you choose to do that, and how does the dynamic shift?
Well, I'm not saying for sure that they don't have each other's backs. I'm not saying that. But there are some infidelities that took place, from both ends. Both of them cheated. And we're gonna see whether this couple can survive this. Whether Marcus can soldier up and deal with what happened with his wife and another man. We know Vanessa is still recovering from all the drama that happened with Kalinda. And then we have even more surprises coming up. Like, we have some twists and turns that you guys are not going to believe, for Marcus, for Vanessa, and for all of our characters, Nia, MJ, everybody has something thrown at them this season that nobody saw coming, and it's going to be another roller coaster ride.
All right, now you mentioned that Karrueche Tran is now added to this season. What does she bring to this season for us?
She brings sexy, sassy, smart. And so Karrueche is, she continues to play different characters, in her acting career. And we haven't seen Karrueche in this capacity yet. So Karrueche is the boss lady who is running the Vipers. She's headstrong, she's opinionated, but she's also sexy and beautiful. And we will see whether Marcus can resist the temptation of his new boss lady when she comes into the scene.
Alrighty, now you spoke of the deception, the lies, the scandal, which is all of games people play. Who would you say in this show has faced the most deception, whether it be receiving or giving out?
Ooh, you're clever because you use the word deception.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I think I'm actually gonna have to say, even though he's dished it out, I'm gonna have to say Marcus this season.
No, for real.
Yeah, is definitely, dealing with some serious deception from numerous people.
Okay. Why is it important to you for a show like this, which seen on many different spectrums could be like, it's so messy, but it's so good. Why is it important to you to deliver something with such, that could be viewed with negative eyes, I guess, not the show in a general, but just the concepts of it. Why is it important to showcase the games that people play and for us to see it in a different light?
Well, I mean, I can tell you hands down, we all love to be entertained. We all love escapism. We don't feel like thinking about pandemics or anything 24 hours a day. We want to escape it. And this show is great escape drama. And again, we all have to admit we like a little bit of messiness. Messiness is fun to watch. Deception sometimes is interesting to watch too. And we like watching real, authentic, and flawed characters because we're all flawed. None of us is perfect. And that's what you get, with this show. Like, you get some very unique characters, that we haven't seen before, in television. And we get to see how they deal with all of the crazy challenges and messiness that happens in their life. But the cool thing that we get to see is we see 3 and now 4 empowered women, and so they are all like strong women, who have had to deal with a lot of things in their lives, and they've had to soldier up and be strong and get through it. And, all of these women have different styles of how they handle their messiness in their life and how they fight challenges. But it's a really interesting, viewers watch to see these women and how they handle their business. And so I think that for me as a producer, I love doing this show because of the empowered women.
Awesome. What is some of the process you guys used in selecting the cast? You guys have an awesome cast. So how did you go about selecting some of those people that were in that cast?
Thank you. I love our cast too. Like they, each one of them, like I always look for flavor. And so like when I'm watching auditions, I always look for somebody that pops, that's interesting, that has an interesting swag about them, an interesting way that they talk, that brings something unique to a character that no one else can. And so, and usually, and I'm always with all my projects, I'm like hands-on with the casting. And so I'm at every audition. And usually, right after that person's audition, like I know who's going to pop in that character. I know who's going to add flavor, a whole uniqueness to that character. And I'm usually, pretty good. The first time I see it, I know that that's the one. And I, my intuition hasn't let us down. So if that's to answer your question, was it how we pick our characters?
Of course. No, that works. Good picking. What is any lesson is it that you want to teach your viewers in season 2, with the situations, with the characters? What would you like us to learn from watching this show?
Well, I mean, we're dealing with a lot of lies. And so I want, you know, lesson learned, lies will catch up to you. And so they always will. And so you can only hide behind a lie, so far. And so at the very basic levels, tell the truth.
That works for me. Can you tell
Okay.
me what one of the most challenging parts are about creating this show and being a part of this?
Ooh, I think first and foremost, and you're going to hear this from every producer, but we always wish we had more money. And so, so for us, we shot in Atlanta, Georgia this season, and which was great, So we were able to get high production value because Atlanta has, tax incentives and everything. But from a producer's perspective, everything's so expensive, and so we did a lot of big stuff, this season, which you'll see. We shot at the Hawks Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, and shot a lot of big scenes, especially. It was especially challenging though, figuring out how to do big stuff in the world of COVID. So, so that was a challenge for us as well. So I would say, if I could wish for anything different, I'd wish for no COVID. And I also wish for, if we'd had a little bit more money, there were even more things that I wanted to do. But I think all in all, we had a great season. Our cast is phenomenal, and that's inside and out. They're all great actors and actresses, but just really awesome people. And one thing I can tell you about our cast and our crew is that we all love each other, and it's like a family when we're shooting. And so when I'm in Atlanta and I'm seeing the cast leave the set and they're all hanging out together and going to eat together and, spending their weekends together and stuff, it really makes for a beautiful set to work in. And then also too, the chemistry between the actors when they all hang is really great. And so you're going to see some really cool dynamics this season.
Awesome. Now, lastly, tell us why we need to tune in to season 2 of Games People Play.
You need to tune in to season 2 of Games People Play because you got to figure out who's the father of Vanessa's baby.
I'll take that because I was thinking, like, oh, okay. This is how we're going to start, huh?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate you. I appreciate your time. You are so talented. It's such an honor to speak with you. And I know that you probably got tons more brewing up in that brain of yours that we're going to get from you. So we look forward to everything that you have to dish out for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.